Well, hello, and welcome to me trying out streaming, which is going to be probably an hour of me staring into a screen to an audience of whoa, of audience of one whom I probably know in real life or not. I don't know the people who watch me by their usernames. But hello, I don't know many names. Right on time, yes. I try to be a punctual man. And this is, I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did last time when I tried it for half an hour to an audience of 0. I'm going to try it for an hour this time. But to anyone watching me, to the one dude watching me, thank you for watching. I don't really know much about this in general, about streaming. By the way, can you hear me? That's an important thing, because as you can see, 90% of this is audio. So can you hear me well? Well, I'm interacting with a person online. That's a neat thing. So thank you for your response, and I'm going to try to, I don't know, come up maybe with a topic, or let's say, whoa, hello. So 2 viewers. Now I'm on cloud 9. I'm going to say why I'm doing this. Well, as you probably know, I have a YouTube channel which has 200 subscribers at the moment, and 84 videos, I think. And I can actually show you that. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this. And going to my channel, which might take a little bit. And this is my channel. 214 subs, and how many videos? I think 84 or 85, doesn't matter. And as you can see, I talk about a lot of different topics, but these aren't really that easy to find. Let's say some of them I try to look for books through the internet, through different sources, and on some of them I'd like to talk for more. On some of them maybe I'd like to hear different opinions. So that's why I'm doing. And we're back up. Yeah, it crashed. That was a fun time. Now, sorry for that, of course, and for anybody watching, what I'd like to maybe have a conversation, maybe talk about something. What would you be interested in seeing me stream about and seeing this be about? Because I don't really have that broad of an idea. It's not a fixed thing. What would you expect from something like this? To the one dude who's watching. Okay. Well, probably this is going to be then me talking into my monitor for an hour, because as I said last time I tried it for half an hour. It didn't go well, so let's try it for an hour this time. Yeah, I'm the huge streaming man. I'm the enormous streaming man. Sure. Thank you for saying something in the chat, by the way. Then let's take my videos, and let's take the ones that have more views than others, let's say, and talk about those. So, as you probably know, my biggest, quote unquote biggest, of course, video has 23k views, and and is about opening a lock with a bobby pin. And have you watched that? Has the one or two, I don't know how many right now, people that are watching watch that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I think it. Well, if you haven't, you may or may not bother with it. It's older right now, and although it has many views, a lot of them are from India. I don't know why the algorithm picked that up in India, but sure. It's about opening a lock with a bobby pin, as the title says. And I think it's actually a pretty useful skill to know, because there are some situations which are very specific in which you will find that useful. But what I wanted to say that I wanted to ask, would you be interested in maybe seeing me open locks with other things, because there are other possibilities. You can open locks with wrenches, for example, by applying pressure. And yeah, that may be an idea in the future, but definitely let's see things from a video perspective. That video wasn't my greatest, especially in the talking department, because as you can see right now I can talk with somewhat of a speed. It's not the most confident voice or the speediest voice, and I know the microphone really doesn't do a great job picking it up at a great volume, but I can't really do much now about that. And free viewers, well, thank you for watching. The free people that are watching me, probably like 2 dudes and a cat, and or 1 dude from Free Laptops. But yeah, that was a video that I didn't expect to get picked up that much. And actually, let me share my screen, so you can see this. This is the video. It's an okay video, pretty informative. I did open a slightly easier to open lock than others. The next most watched video with 7.6k views is a simple and quick card game to play alone. Yeah, a very descriptive title, I know, but that's actually something that I also can talk more about card games, because they are certainly interesting. I think especially those that play alone, I think you can have a lot of fun playing them. And that one, I don't know how many people have watched, and sorry for stuttering and repeating words at the same time. I only noticed that when they have already been out of my mouth for half a second, so can't really do much about that. But the card game to play alone, there are a few games you can play alone. I think it's really interesting because you can be yeah, that's the one. I actually learned that from my grandpa a while back, and he also taught me regular solitaire. I think it's really interesting that you can be entertained with just one deck of cards in this age where you spend hours and hours online doing nothing and being bored. It's really a humbling experience to just stay. I remember playing that a lot when I went camping in the mountains one time, and it was this area underneath, not underneath, but it was between peaks. So we didn't have we didn't have any kind of phone signal or internet. And after the hikes in the morning, you had a lot of time, half a day really, after you ate and washed yourself and whatever, to spend doing nothing, and you had to find ways to be entertained. And I remember me playing a game and people coming to me and saying, "What are you playing?" and actually a game designed to be played alone helped me make friends and interact with other people, which I think is an interesting thing. But that's one thing we have in common, all of us, right? We have times when we are alone, and having something to do in that time is really great. And I've made other videos explaining things you can do alone, right? I've made the one where you roll a coin on your fingers, which if you want I can show you. I can grab a coin. It's not that far away, but I have to get up from the table. What else? I've made about what you can do alone. The cutting apples using only my hands, a recent one. Maybe you can do that alone, maybe, but I don't think that's really something to make boredom go away. But I really think that card games should be played more. I know a few card games I've played, and if you'd like to, I could make videos about that. For example, I know a lot of people are interested in poker playing, but actually I know better how to play 5-card draw, the 5-card draw variant, than Texas Hold'em that most people play. If you don't know, 5-card draw is the variant where you actually exchange cards. After being dealt a hand, you have an option to exchange some cards, and it's, yeah, a little bit more based on luck, but I think it's really interesting. It has some different kinds of variation rules. And let's see, other videos that were quote-unquote popular. Making a wick for my kerosene lantern. That's something that I want to talk maybe more about. Lanterns in general. I think they're pretty interesting. Yeah, they have one purpose, and it's kind of obsolete indoors. Outdoors, yeah, they can be useful, but that lantern is really badly designed. And to the one dude who's watching right now, or free, whatever, I'm getting mixed feedback from YouTube right now. Yeah, if you buy something, a lantern or something, pay attention to the quality of the thing you're buying, and little details actually are very important, because the only thing that's wrong with it is that it has a very narrow passageway for the wick, and that's what went wrong almost instantly, and I had to make that wick. I don't know if you've watched the video. Yeah, it would be a lot easier to buy a new wick for me. I don't really use the lantern that much, but it would be, I think, doing things with your hands and trying to repair something, even if it's broken, can be something useful. But it could be an interesting discussion about lanterns, you know. Are they good or not for today, in what purposes? The people watching, the one dude watching, whom I have a rough idea of who he is. Do you want to hear something about that, or do you want to hear more about something I said earlier, or don't you want to hear anything from me at all? Yeah, more than flashlights. I mean, okay, two answers. So lantern, I like lanterns more than flashlights, to be honest. I don't know many. Yeah, I think they wait, I don't think they do serve two different purposes, right? So a lantern is for illuminating a big area, and the flashlight is for illuminating something that's farther away and a narrow area with more power. It's an interesting discussion. I think both have a place. Let's say in your house, right? The power goes down. Of course, the lantern is going to be more useful, but a flashlight is smaller, and you can use it to find things that are hidden away behind something, for example, or in a narrow space. Lanterns do certainly look cooler, yeah, and you can have modern LED lanterns. I think even Coleman, which is well known worldwide for their gas-powered lanterns, white gas. I've been trying to buy one of those for a while, but they are quite pricey. They make LED lanterns now, and you can have a traditional gas or lamp gas, kerosene, or whatever lanterns. But flashlights usually nowadays only come in LED, and they can be quite small, quite portable. I carry always a flashlight with me, and I think they serve a more utilitarian purpose. But lanterns can create a better mood, for example. Like Shu Uchiha said, lanterns are very pog, of course, but I prefer candles. And lanterns have, I'm sorry to say, but they are brighter. Candles only have one candle of brightness, right? And that means that they may look cool, they may be easy to carry, let's say, and they're solid, of course, but magnesium torches are also bright, though. Magnesium torches, yeah, but a torch now we're discussing everything. A torch is different. A torch, although like a lantern, illuminates a bigger area because the way it's held. And yeah, magnesium is burns very fast. I don't know about the price of magnesium torches. We may come back to that. But magnesium torches are bright. Yes, they burn. The torches usually are something that's used for one time. Lanterns are something that's fueled. They are a way to carry fire fueled by a liquid. Usually, you can have gas. You can have oil lanterns, for example. For thousands of years, people have used oil lanterns, and I've done videos about how you can make fire using oil. But lanterns use a fuel that's replenishable. That you can, after it goes out, because it's picked by a wick through capillarization, and it's brought up to a flame. And then you can put more oil, more fuel. Torches, on the other hand, which, yeah, can be soaked in fuel. For example, you make one of the simplest torches to make nowadays is grabbing a cloth, wrapping it around a stick, and putting it in some kind of fuel and lighting it. But they're a one-time use only thing. Magnesium torches are actually magnesium torch, because I want to make sure I'm talking about the same thing. Okay, yeah. Although yeah, it's pretty expensive, and let me share my screen for a moment to make sure we talk about the same thing, right? When you say magnesium torch, you're referring to this, right? Or what? Yeah, so yeah, that can be bright, but it's the fuel, like you said, it's pricey, it's heavy, and they do serve a more utilitarian purpose, right? They are used for usually melting stuff, and that means, yeah, it burns very hot. That's the thing. Magnesium torches, they burn very hot, but they don't. Their purpose not being to illuminate things means that they aren't very good at that. they can be very useful at lighting other stuff, but if you their flames come from the funnel, and that means they're slightly directional. Although their flames burn hot, they have small flames, and the small flame means not a lot of light. A candle also has a small flame. No matter how big a candle you have, unless you have a very big wick, and that's not usually the case, you won't have a big flame, you won't have a lot of light. That's why a lantern, which has usually an adjustable wick, that means that more oxygen can get to it and the flame can get bigger. That's why it can illuminate a lot more. Magnesium torches, now we're talking about magnesium torches, have a somewhat big flame, but it's not huge, so they aren't that good at illuminating. Yeah, they are very good at burning stuff, because they burn very hot. And going back, torches in general have if you think of a normal torch, like a stick and fuel, whatever, that's and as with magnesium torches, the fuel can be replenished. They burn once, and you burn a bottle of a magnesium torch, and then it's gone. Now, for the but traditional torches and candles are way cooler. Yes, they may seem cooler, and they have been used for a long time in that way. When you say traditional torches and candles, you mean I think, let's use like that, because I don't know what you think, but I am thinking of something that's rather primitive, and that requires a lot more skill to make. Yeah, skills that can be learned, but it leaves a lot more room for error. Yeah. Traditional torches, those didn't get good. Yeah, sure. But you may not always have the materials. If you want to make a traditional torch, like you said, you need some very specific materials. You need, for example, you can get a stick very easily, but then what you're using, you can use a rag or a shirt, but that's not very traditional. If you want to go super traditional, you need a pine cone and sap from trees. That means you need to go in the forest. I'm not saying it's impossible to make, but it's a lot less, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to do from someone who lives in the city. Traditional torches and candles. You know how to make a candle? You need to get wax. You need to get wax or paraffin, but paraffin isn't traditional. It's synthetic. You want to make a traditional candle? You need to find a beehive. Flashlights are more practical, but sacrifices need to be made. Yeah, sacrifices need to be made. What do you want? Do you want traditional and cool stuff, or do you want practical stuff? Or you can have both. I mean, what I don't like personally is new stuff that imitates the old. Yeah, but what is cool? Cool stuff. Yeah, sure. Cool is better than practical. Whoa, that's... Well, here I can't really agree with you. I think you need to have both practical and cool. Oh my god, my chat is turning against me. Cool is better than practical. Well, I will say this. If you don't have the practical, you can't have the cool. I think you need first to make sure that you can have the practical stuff, and they can be quite cool sometimes. But why not have both, right? I mean, an oil candle or no oil, just believe in yourself. Yeah, man, just believe in yourself and burn your pants, because burning your pants is cool, and burning your pants is very cool, and you'll have light for a little bit. And believe that you won't get burns. Sure. I mean, you can have both cool and practical. You can have an oil lantern, like I used to say, and like I just said, and I mean, I think it's both cool and it's practical in a light outage, but flashlights can be still cool, although they are more practical in today's world. And yeah, let's say the people, okay, oil lanterns, yeah, thank you. But I'm trying to say that flashlights can also be cool in other ways. You can have tactical flashlights that are very cool because you can use them on the old ones. Okay, interesting question. Do you think a homemade candle is less cool than an old but factory-made lantern? Depends on how it looks. On what? Because you know, if you make something with your own hands, it's going to be pretty primitive, yeah, but it's going to be minimalist, and it will have the area of coolness that you did it yourself. It's DIY. It's made by yourself for yourself. Well, do you think an old lantern really beats something you've made yourself, like the candle in an orange, the orange lantern with oil, and it's made from an oil? Yeah, minimalist is not necessarily cool. I can agree with you, but if you did it yourself, I think that adds to the coolness factor. If it looks, how do you know if it looks better? What are the criteria? I can't argue without knowing the criteria. I watch. Yeah, you watch and then you say. Yeah, you watch with your eyes. Sure, but can't smell be cool because different fuels have different smells. Kerosene smells pretty awful when you burn it, but can't guess. No. So smell is not important for the coolness factor. Okay, I'm glad to know this. I think this is going on a pretty weird tangent. So let's return to the fourth most watched video with 1.6k views, making rope from bed sheets. What do you think about making rope from stuff? Is it useful to know how to do that? Is it not, because rope is pretty widely available? Yeah, I'm okay. Rope is pretty cool. Yeah, sure, but I want to ask, why did you ask if I'm okay? Why did you ask if I'm okay? What's concerning? Cause good, okay. I'm fine. It's good, but okay. We'll leave that as it is. Rope is pretty cool, yeah, and rope is pretty cool. Watch with. Okay, now I understand. I think it's the scary dude behind me. What dude behind me? Yeah, sure. The scary dude behind me. Rope is pretty cool and useful. Yeah, and let's go on a tangent from when I was pretty young. I wanted to have a tree house, right? But I wasn't allowed to drive nails into the tree because it hurt the tree or something. So my passion for ropes and nuts developed from me wanting to have a tree house and making it entirely out of rope. And I used to make chairs hanging from the tree and ladders to climb, and that's how I learned to like ropes. Regarding the video that made you ask if I was okay, that video, it's about a knot. If the people watching don't know, it's a video. My passion from having watched Pirates, yeah, 5 times. I think I've also watched it a few times, but depends on the movie. It depends on which one, because the first one is, let's go on another tangent, whatever. The first Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah, it's really good. The second one, I very much enjoy the scene where they are fighting on the watermill at the end, and it's a pretty good movie, but I always felt it was pretty long. It was longer than necessary. The third one was also pretty okay, pretty good, yeah, solid movie. The fourth one I enjoyed, but not as much, and the fifth one it's pretty bad. So Pirates of the Caribbean, 1 to 3, 10 out of 10. Some of the best movies. 4 9 out of 10, and 5 7.5. Whoa, those are pretty big numbers right there. Yeah, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean definitely is one of the best movies in its genre, and it brought back pirate movies basically. But I don't think I actually know a lot of other pirates movies that are very good. Yeah, I would definitely say Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, Pirates is a very good movie. You know, another series with pirates. Not. I think there was an animated movie with pirates, but I saw some movies from the 80s. I think 1 or 2 movies, which were meh with pirates. Not a lot of movies with pirates, and I know I watched some movies, but they were pretty forgettable. Going back, One Piece. Whoa, yeah. I've definitely heard of One Piece, and you say it's great. I haven't watched it or read it. Might do it in the future. Let's go back to the chat. Rope is pretty. Nah. The scary dude behind me already addressed that. My passion from no, it was the video. Yeah, the other video of ropes. That's an opinion. What's an opinion? Can you talk more about that? Because the series is great is an opinion. That's what you're addressing as an opinion. Oh, yeah. Do you have an opinion on One Piece, though? Ooh. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know many names. Have you read it or watched it? I really don't want to have a no. Okay, then I think we can leave that as it is. Yeah, it's an opinion about One Piece, and I don't want a war going out in the chat. Let's get back to ropes and leave the anime manga community. About ropes, I have read it. Oh no. Shoot, I think you can. You're pretty firm in your beliefs. I can see that. Going back to ropes now, I've made videos about knots and ropes and things I found out. Yeah, thanks. Things I found out, but actually YouTube age restricted one of my videos, and I was pretty pretty annoyed by that. It's the video where I teach you how to make a noose. It's a knot. It's a very well-known knot. And I'm going to leave it at that. But video apparently age restricts all the videos about making that specific knot. And I think it's rather unfair because, yeah, it has a specific use. And yeah, let's address it. People have been hanged with that knot. It was the knot used for hanging people. And people are hanging themselves with that knot. Sure, I'm not encouraging that in any way, but it's age restricted. Yeah, it's a knot. Exactly. And that's also what I was saying in the video. It's just a knot. It's useful for a lot of other things. I mean, I've used the knot a lot of times because it creates a loop that can drive on itself, that can be made smaller, and if you pull hard on it, that knot is not going to come loose, and you can have a rope attached in a very easy way because it's a pretty easy to make knot to a branch, to something. And it was actually pretty annoyed when YouTube age restricted the video, and also they sent me an email, and in the email they said if you or someone you know is having problem with suicidal thoughts or something like that, and the email ended with we are always here for you and we care, or something like that. And I found it really amusing because it was an email sent by a robot from YouTube. And I still can't understand why you would censor a knot. It's like a tool. It's something that a knot isn't moral or immoral. It's something that is used, and although it did have a use and has a use that isn't the best, let's put it like that, I think people should be able to reach information. Because if you are a minor, officially on YouTube you can't watch a video telling you how to make a knot, but you can find the instructions on the internet or in a book or whatever. It's a useful knot. It's a tool. Why would you restrict access? That's restricting access to information. And I've checked all the videos I've checked when searching on how to make a knot, that knot, were restricted. And I can't understand why that is. Yeah. That's for knots and rope, I guess. Actually, I'm going to excuse myself for a bit because I need to go to the toilet, and I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Hello again, and sorry for the brief interruption. I am hereby excused. Thank you a lot. Thank you for excusing me, and let's get back to business. Going through my videos, yeah, and the next video is exactly the one we addressed. Next, EDC for the gentleman. Yeah, 1.1k views. I am going to have to say something here. I'm sorry, not really. When I named this channel, I didn't think that, but it's a pretty cringe name. I think it's not the best of things to call yourself a gentleman. That's a title other people can give you, and I wasn't really thinking that far ahead, let's say, and I think I've grown from that name. I don't think it's necessarily a bad name, but I think it's not my place to call myself. It's not very gentlemanly of you. yeah, that's true. But my excuse is that I am not a gentleman. I am the dude. I am the man that makes the videos of a channel called the Meandering Gentleman. I think I've only referred with the channel name to myself in the first few videos. Definitely not now, and that wasn't the greatest of thoughts, but it's not a bad name, and I would like to keep it because of the things that the channel addresses, and there are things that I'd like to talk about that, let's say, can be summed up in this sphere of interests, and things that I haven't really talked about much, but I might in the future. Yeah, sure. I from now on I have to start I am that guy, that lone guy, a normal guy who posts videos on the Meandering Gentleman channel. Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. But other than that, yeah, I've made that video, etc. for the gentleman. I don't, again, it's hello everybody and welcome to that guy. Yeah, hello everybody and welcome to that guy, that lonely normal guy, normal dude. Yeah, that's a better name, the normal dude. I've made a video before, and I'm not someone who can say, hey, if you do that, if you need to do this to be a gentleman or whatever. It's a pretty clickbaity word. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty clickbaity word, but it sums up general interests and things pretty well. So I might use it in the future too. But when I think of it, I think of refined city living, let's say. Because this channel addresses stuff like nature and sometimes spies and codes, like in my last video that some people have watched, and I'm grateful that some people have watched. A lot of people haven't, but there's time. But I also want to make videos about fountain pens and notebooks and books, maybe. Yeah, I could talk about good books I've read. Or tea. Yeah, that's an idea actually for a stream, for next stream. Would you like to see me drink tea? Because I enjoy it. Fountain pens are the coolest. Yeah, although I had stuff to say before, I think in the realm of writing utensils, fountain pens are the coolest. I mean, they are definitely my favorites for writing, and after that, actually pencils. I like a lot writing with pencils, but for me, pens are the least preferred method of writing. No, nib pens with feathers are the coolest. Tea is pretty good. What kind? I drink. Well, I'm gonna answer to the tea question first. I drink usually tea that is made from the tea plant, so no herbal tea, but I drink black tea. Green tea around this time of year is pretty good because it's refreshing. Oolong is good tea. I've tried white tea, but not my cup of tea, let's say. who are, if some people know about it, some may not. I've actually last year found out about the, and I've drank Chinese tea mainly. Great pun, thanks. Last year I found out about the way tea is made in China, and they do it with this. This is a guy one. It's a lid with a bowl, and I found a pretty cool channel called Tea House Ghost that talks about tea making, and I've enjoyed drinking tea that way. So if I'm not the greatest tea maker slash drinker, of course, and but I like it. And if you'd like to see, maybe next time, maybe next Sunday. So that wraps up. Other questions, if you have them, you can say. But going to the nib pens with feathers are the coolest. That I wouldn't agree with, actually, because if you have a feather, why wouldn't you use the feather as the nib? I think nib pens, like a nib pen with a feather, what he's referring to is a feather that has a fountain pen nib, basically. It's not a nib, and I think that's just a modern reinterpretation of something that then feather pens are the coolest. They look cool, but I don't think they write as cool. I've tried once. Let me explain a bit for whom may not know. The way you write with a feather is you sharpen it, and you make a crack alongside the middle, and then you dip that in ink. And I have one. They're great. Yeah, but I've tried writing with them. I still think fountain pens write better. Sorry. I think fountain pens, I think they scratch a little bit too much. I actually have a nib pen with feather that is better than feather. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I understand what you say. But we agree to disagree. No, I don't agree to disagree. I think that you can choose one or the other. I think it's just something for the looks, but it's a little bit too pretentious for me. I mean, if you want to write with a feather, yeah, that's fine. But if you want it to look like you're writing with a feather, but actually you're writing with a nib, why not just use a nib with why not use a nib simply with the wood support, let's say. I don't know the special term, but personally I prefer writing with fountain pens. Yeah, that's just an opinion. I understand why would you like to. I understand why you'd like to write with a feather or with a nib, just a nib, and I understand that it looks cooler, but for me it's a little bit too pretentious. Although it looks cool. Yes, that's basically it. It's cool that we went on some pretty interesting tangents. Let's see. Roll a coin on your fingers. 576 views. So what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos with over 1K views, which is for me more than I would have imagined a lot of a while ago. But going to the under 1K views, roll a coin on your fingers. It's a pretty cool trick to know how to roll a coin on your fingers. I think it's a pretty cool trick. I haven't practiced that much, but it's not a really hard trick. And I think there are a few tricks like that and things that I've shown on the channel, and I will probably show in later videos when I don't have ideas. Also, I'm write something down. sorry, it was a video idea for the future, but rolling a coin is great for classes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a trick that's great for doing it whilst you're doing other stuff. If you want me to, I can grab a coin, I can demonstrate. If not, you know the deal. You just roll on your fingers. Not something very complicated. There are pen tricks that are also very similar. You can roll a pen on your fingers or something else. And there are these things these manual things for people like me, for example, that if I watch something or I need to do something that isn't that focus demanding, that I don't have to focus 100% of my attention to, I really enjoy having something to do with my hands, and I've actually tried in the past whittling, so sculpting in wood with a pocket knife. It didn't really go that well. I might try it in the future, maybe on a stream if you want me to. Also relatable, yeah. If you have ideas for me for streams, I would really enjoy it if you'd tell me that. Because I actually enjoy a lot doing this and plan to do it in the future. I mean, every Sunday would be probably good for an hour. Yeah, I don't think this will end in 8 minutes, by the way. But if you'd like, I've tried whittling or other manual stuff to do whilst doing other things, and it's a pretty neat thing because you get that experience and that skill. Next video in line, breaking a cipher using frequency analysis. Yeah, that's not necessarily serious, but a category of videos that I've made, the ones where regarding ciphers and codes and deciphering, encoding, cryptography, that kind of thing. For the 2 people that seem to be watching right now, although I don't know why YouTube only shows me one, are you interested in that? Yeah, I'm actually pretty curious. Long awkward silence broke by a sudden ciphers are okay. Thanks. Yeah, I need that reassurance from the crowd. Ciphers are good. They sure are. So I've made in the past, and I actually the last video that I made in the cryptography realm, I think it's a really interesting subject because for me at least it sparks my imagination immediately, whilst a video about the ones that I've made recently with blowguns, slingshots, that kind of thing, they are cool, they are interesting. A video about a cipher, code, spies, secret messaging, that kind of stuff, it immediately sparks my imagination and it makes me think, wow, how and what situation would I be able to use this? Maybe in what situation would I be able to decipher this, to actually have a need for this? And you probably want it, I probably want, but it's still pretty cool communicating through HackChat, for example. I remember me and my friends a while ago, it's an online chat, an anonymous chat, but it looks like hackers, quote unquote, and it was just so cool talking. Yeah, it's not the most accessible, but it feels so cool deciphering something or deciphering something on a computer, on paper, or seeing a random string of digits and thinking, yeah, that's a secret message right there. No, sorry, but I gotta have fun for this. I am actually going to end this in 5 minutes too. So thank you for watching this, and hopefully I will see you next Sunday. And it seems that for whomever is watching, let's see, yeah, ciphers are cool. Whoa, yeah, thanks for entering in chat. For whomever is watching, I don't know my names. Do you have anything you'd be interested in finding out about me, about the channel, about this? Other awkward silence. Nah, you're good. Okay. I really want to make videos that appeal to the people and that they enjoy them. So, do you think there's any way my videos could be better? Four times charm. Charm. I don't know, as I don't have experience in watching content actively, but from what I've seen, they're pretty good. First of all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for viewing. Thanks for the response. I really enjoy having you as a viewer. Yeah, actually. I mean, thanks for the reassurance, I guess. Let's not see another video. I'm going to end this because in 3 minutes I also have somewhere else to go. I only planned to do this for an hour, but this was it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the same thing next. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I'm going to do this the next Sunday at the same time. So. I will probably have an idea for then, but until then, make sure you, I don't know, enjoy your life. Let's end on a positive note. Bye.